The story says a monster lived in a maze, half man, half bull, hungry, unreasonable. Once a year, a city sent children to it. 7 boys, 7 girls. We're told the monster killed them, that a hero stopped it. But monsters don't build systems. People do. This is the story of how a society hid child sacrifice inside a myth and called it justice. Same species, older language, same mechanism. The myth is familiar. On the island of Crete, a king keeps a beast in a maze. The beast is the Minotaur. To feed it, Athens must send tribute, young people chosen by lot. They are taken to Crete, led into the Labyrinth, and they do not return. Years pass. The city complies. The ritual continues. Then a prince volunteers, Theseus. He enters the maze with a thread given by Ariadne. He kills the monster. He escapes. The children are avenged. The city is freed. The story ends. That's the version that survives. Now remove the monster. What remains is a political arrangement. Athens loses a war to Minos of Crete. The punishment isn't land, it isn't gold, it's people. Children sent on a schedule, chosen by procedure, delivered by the city itself. That matters, because once a system selects the victims, no single person feels responsible. Parents don't choose, officials don't decide. The lot decides, the calendar decides, and the destination, not a square, not a scaffold, a maze. The labyrinth removes witnesses. It removes process. It removes accountability. No crowd, no blade in public, no executioner. Just disappearance. This is how violence survives long-term. You distance the act from the decision. You hide the mechanism inside ritual. You give it a name that absorbs blame. Monster. The Minotaur does the killing, so the city never has to say it chose to. But monsters don't demand tribute. States do. Dehumanization is step 1. The victims aren't citizens in the story. They're offerings. They're not murdered. They're sent. Language matters. The maze is step 2. Distance from violence reduces guilt. The monster is step 3. A single focal point for horror. All moral weight is transferred to it. This is efficient, because once blame has a face, the system becomes invisible. You can kill the monster, celebrate the hero, and keep the logic intact. Which is exactly what happens. After Theseus, the story congratulates itself. The city is free. The problem is solved. But nothing in the myth examines the years before. Why the city complied, why the ritual continued, why no one stopped it sooner. Those questions dissolve inside the monster. That's the point. This isn't ancient, it's reusable. When societies commit violence they can't morally defend, they invent structures that do the killing for them. Sometimes those structures are bureaucratic, sometimes technological, sometimes mythic. The function is the same: distance, diffusion, denial. A modern state doesn't need a labyrinth. It needs paperwork, a committee, a process, a euphemism, relocation, containment, security. The Minotaur is an early model, a story that says, this isn't our fault, this is how the world works. Heroes arrive after the damage is done. They don't undo the system. They give it a clean ending. That's why the myth survives. Because it doesn't accuse the audience. It absolves them. Monsters are useful. They let societies believe they're innocent while benefiting from the outcome. The Minotaur wasn't the crime. It was the cover. The crime was a city that sent children away on a schedule and learned to live with it. Killing the monster didn't restore the dead. It restored the story. And stories are how systems survive. Whenever violence is hidden behind ritual, whenever responsibility is pushed into a process, whenever blame is assigned to something inhuman, a monster has been invented. Different names, same function. Same species, same mistakes. Case closed.